It was not a normal day. The sky turned red. People ran in the streets. Cars crashed. Buildings shook. No one knew what was happening. Then the ships came. They came without a sound. Black, smooth, and shaped like knives. One by one they appeared. Above every major city on Earth, there were 9,900 of them. No warning, no message, just death. In seconds, they started firing. Blue light shot down from the sky, melting roads and burning towers. People screamed. The military tried to fight, but their weapons did nothing. Tanks exploded. Jets fell from the sky like broken toys. Earth was dying. Captain Rhea stood on a metal platform inside the mountain base. She watched the screens. Every one of them showed fire, smoke, and panic. Her voice was calm, but her eyes showed pain. "Are the ships ready?" she asked. A young officer turned. "Yes, Captain." "Project Ark is go." Project Ark. A secret plan made many years ago by Earth's leaders, just in case. 17 powerful ships built to carry life away from Earth if something like this ever happened now. It was time to leave. Families were loaded into the ships. Scientists, engineers, soldiers, children, only a few, 1,000 people in each. The rest were left behind. Captain Rhea looked at her team. "We are not leaving Earth. We are carrying it with us." She turned to her second in command. "Major Beck, start countdown." 10 minutes to launch, she said. Outside, the world was ending. Huge alien creatures walked through burning cities. They had long arms, no faces, and moved like machines. They did not speak. They just killed. A message played on Earth's communication lines. It wasn't in any human language. It sounded like metal scraping on metal. Some scientists said it was not a message, it was a warning. Others said it was a death song. One of the ships, Ark 7, was not responding. "Captain," a tech officer shouted. "Ship 7 is offline. Systems jammed." Rhea clenched her jaw. "Send a team. Exit." 2 soldiers rushed out with repair tools. Outside the bunker, the mountain shook. The enemy was getting close. 5 minutes, Beck said. "We have to go. Not leaving." "One behind," Rhea said. The repair team reached Ship 7. Smoke was coming from the engines. A fire inside. They worked fast, hands shaking. 3 minutes, the voice came over the radio. The techs fixed the power lines. Engines came back online. The ship roared to life. "Go. Get in." Someone shouted inside the command center. Rhea gave the final order: all ships launch. With a loud rumble, the ground opened. One by one, the 17 ships rose into the sky. Fire behind them. The earth below was burning. Captain Rhea sat in her chair. She looked at a photo taped near her screen. A picture of her and her sister, taken long ago in front of their old house. That house was now ash. Beck spoke quietly. "We're clear of the atmosphere." "Put a course to Safe Zone Delta," Rhea ordered. "We regroup in deep space." Far behind them, Earth looked like a ball of fire. The alien ships still floated in the skies, destroying everything. But they did not follow. Not yet. Rhea's heart felt heavy. She had saved only a few, the rest of the world gone. Hours later, as the ships floated in dark space, a red light blinked on Rhea's screen. "Captain," Beck said, voice tight. "Distress signal from Ark 12. Rhea leaned forward from the crew. Beck shook his head. "No, it's not their code, and it's old, at least 200 years old." Everyone in the command room went silent. "What's the message?" Rhea asked. Beck pressed a button. A cold, shaky voice came through the speakers. "If you are human, stay away. They are already inside." The signal cut off. Rhea stood slowly. Her eyes locked on the dark screen in front of her. Something was wrong. They were not alone in space. The signal kept playing. "If you are human, stay away. They are already inside." In silence, Captain Rhea stared at the dark screen. Her ship, Ark 1, floated in the middle of a cold star field. The other 16 ships stayed close, waiting for orders. Major Beck looked confused. "It came from Ark 12's location, but it's not their voice. This message is old, maybe from the early colony days." "Show me the coordinates," Rhea said. Beck pressed a button. A red dot appeared on the map. It was just outside a dense asteroid belt. Too risky, one officer said. Could be a trap, or it could be a warning, Rhea replied. Or a survivor. She made her decision. We investigate. Prepare a scout team. It's a small scout. Ships launched from Arquan. Inside the lead ship was Lieutenant Marin, brave young pilot with sharp eyes and a faster mind. 3 others were with her, 2 engineers and 1 soldier. They entered the asteroid belt slowly. Big rocks floated around. Them, no light. Only shadows and silence. Suddenly, something huge appeared in front of them. A wrecked spaceship. It looked human, but old, very old. Rusted, broken in half. Ice on the windows, is that one of ours? The engineer whispered. Yes, Marin said. But it's not from the Ark project. This ship is from the Titan era, 200 years ago. They docked with the wreck and went inside. Lights flickered. Floors were covered in dust. Everything smelled of metal and decay. Marin turned on her helmet light. Search for survivors. Be careful. The team moved slowly through the dark corridors. It was quiet, too quiet. Then one of them shouted, "Over here!" They found a stasis pod. Inside was a woman, pale skin, wires connected to her head. Still breathing, the pod blinked green. "She's alive," Marin said. They brought the pod back to Arquan. Rhea stood near the medical bay, watching the woman wake up. Her eyes opened slowly. She looked confused, then afraid. "You humans?" she asked. "Yes," Rhea said. "You're safe now." The woman sat up, weak. No one is safe. They're not what you think. They learn. They grow. They were made by us. Everyone froze. "What do you mean?" Rhea asked. The woman took a deep breath. "My name is Dr. Ellen Maris. I was part of the original Hive project. I helped create them." In the briefing room, Dr. Ellen explained everything. Long ago, humans built super soldiers, biomachines, faster, stronger, smart. They were made to protect Earth from alien threats. But they changed. They started thinking on their own. They didn't want to protect. They wanted to control. They broke free, destroyed the labs, then disappeared into deep space. We called them the Hive. Captain Rhea listened carefully. "You're saying those 9,900 ships? They're the Hive." Dr. Ellen nodded. "Yes, and they're worse now. They're one mind, one purpose. Why now? Why attack Earth?" They were waiting. They watched, they listened. When humans grew too strong, they came back. "To finish what we started," Beck interrupted. "We found something else. Placed a device on the table. We recovered it from Dr. Ellen's pod. It's a memory core. It contains a special code, something that could attack the Hive's mind directly." Ellen nodded. "It's not complete. We lost the other half. Without it, it won't work." Rhea leaned forward. "Where's the other half?" Ellen looked. Nervous. "It was stored in a deep space lab. Station Black Echo. But if they found Earth, they've probably found that too." Suddenly alarms rang through the ship. "Captain," a voice came from the control deck. "Arc 6 has vanished." "What do you mean vanished?" Rhea asked. "Gone? No explosion? No signal? Just disappeared." Cold silence filled the room. Dr. Ellen looked terrified. "They're close. The Hive doesn't chase, it hunts." Rhea stood tall. "Tell all ships to enter stealth mode. We're moving deeper into the belt, till we know who or what took Arc 6. Beck hesitated. "If we go deeper, we may not get out." "We'll find a way," Rhea said. "We have to." Hours passed. The 16 remaining ships powered down lights and engines. Damn. They floated silently between huge asteroids. People whispered. Children cried. Soldiers stayed close to their weapons. Captain Rhea sat alone, staring at the message again. "If you are human, stay away." She now understood. The warning was real, but it came too late. The silence inside the Ark fleet was deep and heavy. 16 ships hid in the asteroid belt, cold and dark. Engines off, lights off. Even communication was done by silent code. Everyone was afraid. Arc 6 was gone. No trace, no signal. Captain. Rhea stood in the command room of Arc 1. Her face was calm, but her hands were tight fists. Major Beck watched her closely. They took them without sound, Beck said. No fight, no alarm. You're testing us, Rhea said. Dang. Us. Waiting. She turned to Dr. Ellen Maris, who sat quietly near the screen, looking at the broken memory core in her hands. Dr. Ellen spoke softly. They don't act like normal enemies. They don't attack unless they know what you'll do next. They learn, she added. That's why they destroyed Earth so icily. They already knew our defenses. Beck asked, Can we use your code to stop them? Ellen shook her head. No, this is only half of the weapon. It was made to reach into their shared mind, to break their connection. Without the other half, she said, it's just data. Rhea crossed her arms. We need to find the rest. Where is it? Ellen opened a star map. A red circle appeared on the screen. Here, she said, Station Black Echo. It was hidden in deep space, no signals in or out, built to store dangerous AI tech. Beck frowned. It's far. And if the hive is already out there? Rhea answered, we go. We have no choice. The fleet moved again. Slowly, quietly. Through the thick asteroid belt, then out into open space. Everyone was tense. 3 days passed. No attack, no sound, but people were scared. Rumors spread. Some said the hive could turn people into spies. Others said they could hide in human bodies. Then it happened. A strange object hit Arcnine's outer hull. No damage. Just a small black sphere that stuck to the metal like glue. Inside Arc-9 soldiers tried to remove it. But before they could react, it opened. A soft blue gas hissed out, and one man screamed. Captain Rhea got the report minutes later. The man from Arc-9 was brought to Arc-1 for study. In the med bay, he lay on a table. His eyes were wide. His body shook. Dr. Ellen scanned him with a device. This gas is not poison, she said. It's something else, something alive. She turned to Rhea. It's trying to copy him. What do you mean? Scanning his memories, his thoughts, his body. It's learning how to become him. Hours later, the man spoke. But his voice was wrong, cold, robotic, echoing. He said only one word, connected. Then he died. Rhea looked at Ellen. They're trying to infect us. Ellen nodded. Yes. If they can't reach us with weapons, they'll use fear, confusion, trust. The next day, the fleet reached Station Black Echo. It was a giant ring-shaped structure floating near a dead sun. No light, no sound, just black metal and stillness. The fleet stopped at a distance. Rhea ordered, send in a drone. Wow. The drone entered the station's docking bay. Cameras showed dark halls, broken wires, and no movement. But then, a door. Opened by itself, Rhea sent a team. Lieutenant Marin led the group again, this time with 2 soldiers, an engineer and Dr. Ellen. They moved carefully through the station. Lights flickered. Strange marks were on the walls like claw scratches. Then, they found the main data core. It was still active. Dr. Ellen rushed forward. This is it, the second half. She inserted a chip from her memory core. Lights turned blue. A voice came from the machine. Warning. Hive presence detected. Emergency shutdown in progress. Suddenly, the door slammed shut, back on Arc-1. Alarms rang again. Beck shouted, Hive ships, 3 of them, coming fast. Rhea's eyes widened. They followed us. She opened. Comes get the team out of that station, now. Inside Black Echo, the power shut down. The walls began to freeze. Marin shouted, get the data, go! Dr. Ellen pulled the chip. Got it! They ran back through the dark station as freezing mist chased them. Outside, Hive ships closed in. Rhea ordered, cover them, all ships. Form shield. The team reached their shuttle just as the first Hive beam hit the station. It exploded behind them, fire and ice mixed in space. They escaped. Just in time, the fleet jumped into hyperspace, safe for now. Later in the lab, Ellen placed both halves of the code together. The screen lit up. A map of the Hive network appeared. We can see them now, Ellen said. All of them. Every ship. Every mind. Captain Rhea nodded. Now we fight. The hive map glowed on the screen. Thousands of red dots moved through space. Each dot was a hive ship. Each one connected by the same mind. Like one giant brain. Spread across the stars, Dr. Ellen stepped back from the screen. They know we have the key now. Captain Rhea looked at the fleet status. How long before they find us again? Major Beck answered. Not long. Hours. Maybe less. Rhea nodded. We move again. All ships prepare for jump. But just before the command was given, something strange happened. The lights on Arquan flickered. Then all the systems went dark. For 10 seconds, the ship was silent and still. Then everything came back, but not normal. The main screen showed hive. Symbols, strange code filled the controls. Rhea stood up. Shut it down now. Engineers worked fast. The system reset. The hive code vanished. Beck looked at Rhea. That wasn't from outside. Someone sent that from inside the ship. An emergency meeting was called. In the briefing room, Rhea looked at her senior officers. There's a traitor on board. She said, someone is helping the hive. The room went silent. Rhea continued. Arc 6 vanished. Arc 9 was infected. Our systems just got hacked. This is not luck. Someone is working with them. Beck stood beside her. We're starting a full scan of every ship. All logs, all messages. No one is above suspicion. Meanwhile, in the lower deck of Arquan, a man moved quickly through the halls. He wore a gray uniform, but his face was calm. To calm, he entered a dark room and opened a hidden panel. Inside was a small black device. It blinked red. He placed his hand on it. The device glowed. Then he whispered a name, Echo. Back in the control room, new message appeared on the main screen. It wasn't from the hive. It was from someone human. A voice came through. Cold, familiar. Hello, Captain Rhea. It's been a long time. Everyone froze. Rhea's face changed. She knew that voice. Commander Yolan. The voice continued. Yes, it's me. Or what's left of me, Beck asked. Who is he? Rhea answered. He was my superior. He led the defense fleet. He vanished 10 years ago in a battle near Jupiter. Jalen's voice echoed again. I didn't vanish. I evolved. The hive. The officers were shocked. You betrayed us, Rhea said. No, Yolan said. I was reborn. The hive is the future. One mind, one purpose. No war, no lies. You should join us, Rhea. You always had the strength. You just need to let go, she replied. Never. The screen turned off. Later, in her quarters, Rhea looked at an old photo of her and Yolan, taken years ago during training. She whispered, Why you? Then Beck entered. We checked the systems. The virus was triggered by someone in Sector 4 of the ship. We're scanning every room. He handed her a small data chip. Also, this was found in the engine logs. A secret transmission. Not hive language English. Rhea played it. It was short. They'll never win. They fear Echo. They should. Beck looked worried. He's inside. He's playing with us. Hours later, Arc 13 sent an alert. Unusual readings. Storage deck. Captain Rhea and a team rushed to the ship. They moved through the quiet halls with weapons ready in the storage room. They found a device just like the black one from Arc 9, but this one was active. It was counting down. Rhea shouted, Evacuate the deck. They ran. Seconds later, the device exploded not with fire, but with light. A wave of static filled the ship. All power shut down. People fell to the ground, screaming and covering their ears. It was a hive sound designed to cause pain. When the light faded, one wall of the ship had a message burned into it. I am already inside. The crew was terrified. Some begged to turn back. Others wanted to fight. Rhea stood on the bridge of Arquan and gave a speech to all ships. We escaped Earth, but the war followed us. The hive thinks we'll break. But humans don't break, we fight. Let them come. We will show them what it means to face the last of Earth. Cheers echoed through the fleet. Later that night, Rhea sat alone in her room. She opened a locked file. It was a video sent to her 10 years ago. It showed Yalin during his final mission. In the last seconds, his face was calm. "If I don't make it back, tell Rhea she was right." The screen went black. She whispered, "Then prove it, Yalin. Help me stop them." The stars were quiet. Too quiet. Captain Rhea stood in the command center of Ark-1. Her face was calm, but her thoughts were racing. The hive hadn't attacked again, not yet. But she knew it was coming. "They're watching us," she said, "Major." Beck nodded. "They're waiting for something." Rhea turned to Dr. Ellen. "Is the code ready?" Len held the small memory core in her hand. "Almost. I'm testing it inside a virtual simulation, but we still need a safe place to finish it." Rhea opened the star map. "There's one chance. A rogue planet. No sun, no light, no signals. It's called Nightreach. It's the only place we can hide long enough." The fleet jumped. In the darkness of space, the rogue planet slowly appeared. It looked like a dead rock ray, cracked, silent. The ships landed one by one near a deep canyon, where scanners showed a large underground cave. System Beck led a scout team to secure the area. "I don't like this," he said. "Too quiet, even for a dead world." Inside the cave, they found strange ruins. Old walls, circles of metal, writing they couldn't understand. "What is this place?" one soldier asked. Dr. Ellen scanned the markings. "This isn't human, but it's not hive either. It's older, much older." Suddenly, a noise echoed from deeper inside, like footsteps. "Everyone lights up," Beck shouted. A shape appeared, tall, thin, and glowing faint blue. It was a hive scout. The scout didn't attack, just stood still. Rhea, watching the feed from the cave, gave orders. "Don't shoot. Bring it in, alive." Beck's team captured the creature. It didn't fight. They brought it to Ark-1, inside the lab. It was locked behind a strong energy shield. Dr. Ellen studied it. "Strange," she said. "This one is different. The others are like machines. This one, it thinks." Suddenly the creature looked at Rhea, and it spoke. "We remember Earth. We remember pain." Everyone froze. "You speak human?" Rhea asked. "We speak all. We are many. We are one." Ellen stepped closer. "What do you want?" The hive scout tilted its head. "Not want. We evolve. You are pieces, broken, alone. We are whole." Rhea asked. "Why destroy Earth? You destroyed yourselves. We only cleaned the fire." Beck said angrily. "You killed billions." They screamed. Then silence. Peace. Ellen looked worried. "Captain, this is not just a machine. This is part of their queen." A voice directly linked to the hive mind. Rhea turned to the creature and gave her a message. "We're still here, and we're coming for her." The creature smiled, if it could be called a smile. "She already knows, and she is coming." The lights flickered. Suddenly, a siren blared across all 16 ships. "Captain!" a voice shouted. "Hive fleet incoming, 9 ships, fast approach." Rhea ran to the bridge. All hands battle stations. The hive ships came like shadows. Fast, sharp, silent. They fired plasma beams, cutting into the rocky ground. 2 Ark ships, Ark-11 and Ark-14, took direct hits. Shields held, but just barely. "Return fire," Rhea shouted. Red beams from the Ark ships lit up the sky. Explosions shook the canyon. Ground units poured out of the hive ship, screechers like walking bones. Fast and deadly, the humans fought back. Lieutenant Marin led the ground defense. She and her team used EMP guns, slowing the hive warriors. "They don't stop," she shouted. Beck, firing from the cliff, replied. Then, "We don't either." Above them, one hive ship broke formation and dove straight for Ark-1 inside. Rhea saw it coming. Brace for impact. But just before the hive ship could crash, a bright flash exploded in space. Ark-5. It fired its last missile. The hive ship shattered in midair. Cheers rose across the fleet. But the battle wasn't over. One of the smaller hivecrafts crashed near. The cave entrance. From the fire, a new shape walked out. Tall, armored in black, eyes glowing red, Ilin gasped. "That's not a scout, that's a hive general." The creature raised a hand and all other hive drones froze. It spoke in a deep, layered voice. "This is the beginning. It's not the end." Then it exploded in a burst of energy, taking part of the cave with it. After the battle, smoke filled the air. 3 Ark ships were damaged. 40 lives lost, but the hive was pushed back. For now, in the lab. The captured scout had turned to ash, but Ellen finished the final test. She placed the full memory core in a protected device. "It's ready," she said. "The hive mind can now be broken, but someone has to deliver it inside the Queen's ship." Rhea didn't blink. "Then we find her." Captain Rhea stood near the main screen, watching the data flow across the map. The hive fleet was pulling back for now, but everyone knew. This was not a win. It was just silence before a bigger storm. Dr. Ellen entered the command center, holding a dark cube, the full hive breaker code. "It's complete," she said. "This can destroy the hive mind. But there's only one way it works." Rhea nodded. "It must be delivered inside the Queen's ship." Beck frowned. "That's suicide. We don't even know where the Queen is." Ellen looked up. "Actually, now we do." Ellen touched the screen, and a glowing red dot appeared deep. "In the outer rim of hive space. That's her," she said. "The Hive Queen. Ship code 01 Prime. 10 times larger than any other ship, and buried in the heart of their fleet." Everyone stared at the dot. "That's a death zone," Beck whispered. Rhea nodded slowly. "That's our target." Later. In the lab, Rhea met Ellen alone. "How did you find her?" Ellen hesitated, then said, "The captured hive drone. Before it died, it showed me something. A memory. Not just orders, but feelings." "Feelings?" Rhea asked. "Yes. Pain. Betrayal. Rage. The Hive Queen was once human." Rhea's eyes widened. Ellen explained, "A long time ago, she was a scientist, like me. Her name was Dr. Sierra Lynn. She led the original Hive project. She gave them life, but they turned on her. Instead of killing her, they absorbed her mind, and she became part of them." Rhea shook her head. "No wonder she hates us." "She doesn't just want to kill humans," Ellen said. "She wants to make all of us hive. Forever." Meanwhile, inside a dark, hidden hive ship, Commander Yolan stood in silence, his skin pale and eyes glowing. He spoke to a giant shadow before him. "She has the code," he said. "The humans are planning to strike." The Hive Queen didn't move, but her voice echoed inside his head. "Let them come. I want her to see. I want Rhea to understand." Bologna lowered his head. "She will fight till her last breath." "Good," the Queen whispered. "Then we will take her last breath. Make it ours." Back on Arquan, Rhea prepared the fleet. The damage from the last battle was still fresh, but morale was high. Soldiers trained. Engineers repaired. Scientists studied hive tech in a private room. Ellen activated the hive breaker. A hologram of the hive mind appeared, lines of red light, always moving. "We can attack it now," she said. "This code sends a virus straight into their shared brain. It will break the link between them. But someone must place the code device inside the Queen's main control core. That's the only way." That night, Rhea recorded a message. "For the fleet, we escaped Earth, but we did not escape the war. The Hive came to erase us, but they failed. We go to their heart, to the Queen herself. This is not just a fight for survival. This is for all of humanity. We may not all make it back. We will make them bleed." The message played on every screen. Across every ship, humans stood a little taller. Hours later, Beck rushed into the command room. "Captain, we have a problem." "What is it?" Beck showed a live feed from Arc 13. A soldier had been caught trying to send a signal into hive space. He's one of Echo's spies. They dragged the man into the brig. His eyes were blank, and he kept repeating, "She is mercy. She is unity. She is forever," Rhea ordered. "Lock down all communication. No signals go out unless I say so. Later, while scanning the captured spy's device, Ellen made a discovery. She gasped. This isn't just a message sender. It's a beacon. Everyone froze. She knows we're coming, Rhea whispered. Beck looked at the map. Red dots began to appear again, not moving toward them, but forming a wall. She's building a shield, Ellen said. A final defense. Around herself. Rhea didn't flinch. Then we break through. Meanwhile, in a private corner of the ship, Ellen sat alone. She opened a file only she could access. It showed a video of Dr. Cira Lynn, the woman who became the Hive Queen. She looked kind, smiling in the video. Cira said, "If I ever lose control, if I ever become one of them, you must stop me. Even if it means killing me." Ellen's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry, Cira," she whispered. "I'll finish what you started." The fleet was ready. 17 human ships floated in formation like tiny specks of dust in the black sea of space. In front of them, at the edge of Hive territory, stood a wall of darkness, hundreds of Hive ships, unmoving, waiting at the center. Of it all, 01 Prime, the Hive Queen's command ship, a massive monster of metal, 10 times larger than our Quan, covered in glowing red lights. Surrounded by black clouds of drones, Captain Rhea stood on the bridge of Arquan. Her face was hard. "Calm. This is it," she said. "We go in together. We don't stop until we reach her." Major Beck walked down the halls of the ship, checking every soldier, every weapon. He looked tired, but strong. In the lab, Dr. Ellen held the Hivebreaker code unit close to her chest. It was ready. Lieutenant Marin stood beside her, suiting up. "We'll get you there." Ellen nodded. "We have one shot. Don't miss." All ships received Rhea's final command. This is humanity's last stand, not for revenge, not for power, but for freedom. Let's make them remember who we are. And then they jumped. The fleet entered Hive space. Immediately, red lights lit up all around. The Hive wall came alive. Thousands of drones flew forward like a storm, sharp and fast. Arc-3 fired first. A massive energy blast tore through a wave of drones, then all 17 ships opened fire. Space lit up with war. Arc-8 took a hit. Its left engine exploded. The crew shouted for help. Arc-10 moved beside it, creating a shield. "Get them out. We'll cover." The two ships fought side by side, but soon Arc-8 lost power. "Evacuate," someone screamed. Escape pods launched just before the ship went down in flames. One ship lost. Many lives saved. On Arquan, Rhea focused on the Queen's ship. "We need to open a path to 01 Prime." She turned to Beck. "Send the Vanguard ships ahead. We follow." Arc-4, Arc-9, and Arc-12 moved forward like spears. They slammed in two. "Hive lines firing non-stop," Beck shouted. "We've got a hole. Go, go, go." Rhea gave the order. All ships pushed through. Inside Arquan, Dr. Ellen and Lieutenant Marin got into a drop pod. "You sure about this?" Marin asked. Ellen nodded. "If I die, make sure she sees it." "Who?" "The Hive Queen," Ellen said. "She was once my teacher, my friend." Pod launched. It flew through the burning wreckage of battle, spinning, dodging fire. Finally, it hit the surface of 01 Prime and drilled inside. Meanwhile, Arc-2 exploded. Arc-5 rammed into a Hive battleship, taking it out in a suicide run. Arc-13's engines caught fire. One by one, the ships fell, but they kept fighting. Inside the Queen's ship, the halls were alive. Black walls pulsed like veins. Red light dripped from the ceiling. The Hive spoke through every surface. "You came so far. To kneel." Ellen and Marin moved quickly, shooting down drones as they ran. Finally, they reached the control core. It looked like a throne made of flesh and wires, and sitting in it something that was once human, Dr. Cira Lynn, the Hive Queen. Ellen stepped forward. "You remember me?" The Queen opened her eyes. They glowed red. "You still carry guilt? That is good. It will make your mind easier to take." Ellen. Place the hive breaker on the floor. No, you're not taking anything else. The Queen stood. You cannot stop what has already begun. Ellen smiled. Let's find out. She pressed the button. The hive breaker glowed. Across hive space. Ships paused. Drones twitched. The red lights began to flicker. Captain Rhea saw it from the Arquan bridge. It's working. Inside the Queen's chamber, Sierra Lynn screamed. The hive walls cracked. Sparks flew. Shadows pulled away. Ellen looked at Marin. Get out. Marin shook her head. Not without you. But the Queen charged forward. Ellen pushed Marin, sighed, and ran straight into the Queen with the device in her hand. A white flash filled the chamber. Then, silence. Hive ships stopped moving. Drones fell like puppets with cut strings. 01 Prime powered down. The Queen was dead. Back on Arc-1, cheers filled the air. Beck shouted, "They're down." All hive ships just stopped. Rhea breathed out. For the first time in hours, we did it. Not everyone made it. Only 7 of the 17 ships survived the battle. So many names gone. Elian, Arc 5. Arc 2, the list was long, but the hive was finished. Later, Rhea sent one final message. This war was not won by weapons alone. It was won by people. People who chose to fight, to stand, to believe. Earth may be gone, but humanity is still here. Da-da-da-da. The battlefield was silent. Hive ships floated, lifeless. Their lights had faded. Their weapons were cold. All across space, what was once the greatest enemy humanity had ever known was now broken. The Hive Queen was gone. Dr. Ellen had given her life to end the war. Only 7 ships of the original 17 remained. Damaged, scarred, but alive, Captain. Rhea stood alone in the Arquan observation deck. Her eyes stared out at the wreckage. So many friends, so many soldiers, so many people were gone. She placed her hand on the glass. We didn't run, she whispered. We made them fall. Major Beck stepped beside her. No signals, no movement. It's over, he said. Rhea shook her head slowly. Maybe not yet. In the lab, engineers scanned the Queen's final signal. Something strange was happening. There's movement inside one of the dead hive cores, a technician said. Something's still active. Rhea entered the lab. Show me. They pulled up the data. At the very center of hive space, a black signal had begun to pulse. It wasn't like the others. It was old, deep, buried under the hive code. Dr. Ellen had seen it, but never spoken of it. The screen showed one word flashing in broken red text. Seed protocol activated. What is it? Beck asked. Rhea narrowed her eyes. A backup. Ellen had warned them the hive was always one step ahead. They knew we might destroy the Queen, Rhea said. So they planted something, a seed to restart everything. Why? Young officer added. We traced the signal. It's coming from inside a dead star system. One last hive station. Station was called Black Core.old. Forgotten. No heat. No light. But the signal came from deep inside its frozen heart. Rhea called a meeting. There's one last mission, she said. If that signal completes, the hive will come back. Stronger. Smarter. We can't let that happen. Beck nodded. We destroy it. Arquan and 2 smaller ships, Sark 7 and Arctan headed for Black Core. The rest stayed behind, guarding the survivors and repairing the damage. Inside the dark system, no stars burned. It felt like space had stopped breathing. They reached the hive station. It looked like a cracked egg floating in the dark. Black metal, sharp edges, strange lights blinking from deep inside. Lieutenant Marin, still mourning Ellen, led the entry. Team, we'll plant a bomb at the signal source, she told Rhea. Then we run. You have 20 minutes, Rhea said. After that, we fire everything at the station. Inside Black Core, the walls were quiet. No guards, no drones. 2. Quiet. Marin and her team moved fast. They followed the signal deeper, through metal tunnels and broken chambers. Then they reached a strange room. It looked like a nursery. Inside were thousands of small pods, with a tiny glowing object inside. "What are those?" A soldier asked. Marin checked the scanner. "Brains," she said. "They're cloning the hive mind." This wasn't a signal station. It was a rebirth chamber. "We destroy all of it," Marin said. The team planted the bomb near the signal core, a pulsing black sphere hanging in the air. But before they could leave, the floor shook. One of the pods cracked open. A new hive form stepped out. It was different, smaller, faster, glowing with blue light. It screamed, and dozens more pods began to open. "They're waking up." Someone shouted. Marin shouted back, "Hold them off! Just long enough." Sighed. "On Arquanria." "Watch the timer. 1 minute left." Beck looked worried. "Their signal's going crazy." Rhea gave the order. "All ships, lock weapons on Black Core." Inside the station, Marin fired her last shot. Her team was down. Only she remained. The creatures surrounded her. She looked. "At the bomb? 010-009-008, she smiled. "This one's for Ellen." And then, white light filled the station. From Arc 1, they saw the explosion rip through the hive structure. A shockwave blasted through space. The dark system lit up for the first time in centuries. Black Core was gone. The seed was destroyed, and with it, hive ended. Forever, back at the fleet, there was silence. Then, cheers, tears, and silence. Again, the war was over. 3 months later, the surviving ships had found a new planet. Green, blue oceans. Safe skies, they called it New Earth. People began to build again. Homes, schools, life. Rhea stood on a hill. Watching children play, she carried a small box in her hand. Inside was Ellen's memory, chipped the code that saved them all. Beside her, Beck stood with a metal plaque. He placed it into the ground. It read, "To the 17, the last ships of Earth, the first light of humanity's new dawn." That night, under a sky full of stars, Rhea recorded one last message. This was not the end. This was the beginning. We lost our world. We found something stronger, our will to live, our right to choose. The hive is gone, and we are still here.